Good morning and welcome back to episode 4 of the Catch Podcast.
Four.
Sitting right next to me, we have Mr. Colin, and the way over there in that very ugly Bills jersey, we have Mr. Kenny.
That's me, Kenny.
Just to remind you guys, it's the same thing as last week, but instead of AFC Quarterbacks, it is now the NFC.
And just in case you're not tuning in or didn't tune in last episode,
you should be, first of all.
We just ranked quarterbacks by division, so
and
starting
how we
with
think
the
they're
East,
going to
moving
perform
down, 1
this
through
coming
4.
year.
Yep.
Technically 4
Based
to 1,
on their
actually.
teams and their situations they're in, and obviously their ability to
Personally, for me, I think this one was a lot tougher, and I have one specific division where I kind of went off on a limb. I don't know if you guys are gonna. I doubt you're gonna agree with me.
I feel like this one we're all gonna have different opinions.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's fun to see. So, what division do you think we should start
I'm
with
feeling
first?
the NFC East just because last pod we started with the AFC East.
So, Colin, who do you have in the 4 spot?
Well, I hope you guys have the same. Maybe we can start off on the right track, but I have Daniel Jones at 4 for the NFC
I
East.
also have Daniel
Okay, 3
Jones
for
at
3,
4.
I hope.
Oh, sadly, no. I have the rookie Jayden McDaniels.
Jayden Daniels, not the basketball.
Not the basketball player, my bad. But anyways, Jayden Daniels, I feel like if you're not a super, I mean, he is a superstar, but he did have one good year at LSU.
Yeah,
he went crazy.
That's fair.
And the Commanders aren't very good. But like I said, if you're not a generational talent to come into the league, most of the time you're gonna have a mediocre year.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Daniel Jones also has a mediocre year, but I think it will be really close. And I think Daniel Jones is rushing.
For me,
and think about it. Brian Dable is such an offensive-minded coach that he's gonna scheme it up for Daniel Jones to probably not get a lot of yards, but he'll get a lot of touchdowns.
Maybe.
I hope so. I mean, last year we saw Daniel Jones play only 6 games. He threw for 900 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He didn't necessarily look the best, but he also just doesn't have the weapons. I hope Malik Neighbors can help him out a little bit.
Dable.
I
And
do.
Dan Quinn, I believe, is now the Commanders' head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And he isn't really an offensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Quite I know that's not that's not a swaying argument.
Provocative was that what you were going to say?
But I still think it's going to be a little bit of growing pains with a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to.
For me, it's just
I don't
the
think he's gonna
Giants.
go
I don't
off.
think the Giants have enough for Daniel Jones to succeed, or at least succeed
They're not gonna
better
be good
than
this year, I
Jayden
don't think.
Daniels.
I don't
will.
know. I don't think they're going to be good. I think Jayden Daniels.
Daniels,
Wow,
there we go.
I've been watching too much basketball. But Jayden Daniels and Daniel Jones probably are both going to have mediocre years.
Yeah, I can
And
agree to that.
I also think people are kind of sleeping how Washington got Austin Eckler, and I feel like he can definitely
Best
help
receiving
out.
back
Yeah.
in the league besides Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
maybe
Best.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
But now at number 2,
Oh god.
me personally, based on who I think is going to perform this year, I have Jalen Hurts.
I also have Jalen Hurts.
Okay, that's funny because I have Dak Prescott.
Whoa. But Pat. We talked about this a little bit before, and I feel like you were kind of
because
you were snarking at the fact that I had
because
Hurts at
you
2.
talked about it like Dak Prescott is a better QB than Jalen Hurts, which I disagree with. I just think CeeDee Lamb might become a top
I
3
think
wide
that's fair.
receiver.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts, like he did last year, is just going to turn the ball over way too much.
Yeah.
And that's just
last
gonna
year he was turning it over.
And
like
when
crazy.
you have that good of an offense, everyone gets the ball. Jalen Hurts isn't going to throw for 4,000 yards. He might, unless he rushes for more than 600 yards, which is what he did last year. I think Dak Prescott's going to have 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb will be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, stats-wise, I think he might be pretty good, but...
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
I'm
better.
saying if we're talking about stats, I don't know. I just think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback, so I'm going to pick the better quarterback.
Let me just read you some things here,
That's
Colin.
silly.
Let me just read you some
Oh,
things. Tell me
silly.
who looks better here. Actually, I can't do that without telling you their names because you'd obviously know who's who. Dak threw for 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Jalen Hurts threw for 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. While he did have 600 yards and 15 touchdowns on the ground, I feel like a bunch of those were just the tush push.
Yeah, true.
And I don't really think that makes Jalen Hurts a better quarterback because he
personally,
can do a 1-yard tush
If
push.
Jalen Hurts That word. If Jalen Hurts didn't have that many turnovers in that specific season, I would take him over Dak Prescott.
I didn't realize.
But
he
like
had
I
that
said,
many, to be
like
honest.
I said,
lot.
if he keeps the trend going of constant turnovers and basically giving the ball away, Dak Prescott.
He was number 22 in passer rating last year out of all quarterbacks.
He's not like a
Tommy DeVito, Tyrod Taylor, Kyler Murray, and Geno Smith were all above him.
Okay, we're
Okay,
talking
I
about
did not
last
know
year.
that.
This is about this year.
Yeah, we're
you
also-
did
yeah,
all
we are
that
projecting.
research for nothing.
Okay, sure.
And
I
I
just
agree
think
with you.
Dak has a better offense to
He
play
does.
with.
I'm
CeeDee
not-
Lamb is a better receiver than A.J. Brown,
think-
in my opinion.
I agree.
I agree.
A.J. Brown, I feel like, is more one-dimensional on the deep ball aspect, whereas I feel like CeeDee Lamb
CeeDee
can really
Lamb is a
attack
very good
you
route runner
everywhere.
and can play slot and all that.
Yeah.
Also, the Eagles, who is their running back?
Saquon?
Yeah, Saquon, exactly. And isn't that crazy that I forgot? Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley's gonna get. We talked about this a couple pods ago. He's gonna get like 25 carries,
Yeah,
He
he's
could,
definitely
yeah.
gonna
be
be going
going
off.
off.
More.
so that just takes away from Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. That's
I feel
why
like-
I have Dak.
I feel
I
like
don't
people
really-
just sleep on Dak. Like last year, he had a really,
Because
really
he
strong
sucks in the
season.
playoffs. That's why.
And he throws like
And that's
silly
when most
passes
people watch the
sometimes.
I mean, they
playoffs.
sleep on him because of what happened 2 years ago when he like threw like
Yeah.
80,000 picks. But most of the time, he's a fringe top 12 guy every single year.
Yeah.
The Cowboys love to choke, but
Last year, he played like a top 5 quarterback. Numbers wise, he did.
Yeah.
and we're rating regular season. Cowboys are always
Yeah,
pretty good in the regular
yeah.
season.
That is
All
a
right.
fair point.
But now let's move on to your division, the
The
NFC
NFC
North.
Oh.
I'm interested. Actually, Kenny, I'm interested in you. Who do you have at 4?
I have J.J. McCarthy at 4.
Okay, we can agree to that.
He's gonna be amazing.
I said J.J. McCarthy wasn't
Okay,
going
to be granted, the
okay.
quarterbacks are pretty good.
The quarterbacks
Yeah,
are pretty
it's-
good.
So do we all have JJ?
For me, J.J. McCarthy is 4 just because he's a rookie. And you also don't know if J.J.'s starting. It could be Sam Darnold, who has been a backup quarterback for 2 years now.
I believe it was you who told me that JJ McCarthy was playing in the third team.
Yeah, he was
With the third
practicing with
team,
the
yeah.
third team.
I don't think that really means much though.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I
even
don't
if
take
he
that
does
to heart.
start, he's not gonna have any reps with the starters.
the
which will be
Vikings
a
have a-
chemistry
the Vikings
problem.
have a
I
plan
guess.
for him, and
Like-
I don't feel like they're gonna rush him anytime.
I feel like Justin Jefferson, if he doesn't get the ball as much as he wants, or like I feel like he's not the good wide receiver that
Did he
you.
sign that big deal yet?
No.
No.
I don't
So
think
this
so.
could be a big year. For
I just
him.
think Justin Jefferson's personality doesn't mesh well with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see, definitely. But Colin, who do you have at number 3?
I'm gonna disagree. Just kidding. I have JJ McCarthy.
Okay. Yeah, he meant at 4 by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
we didn't.
oh,
Yeah.
I
4?
thought you said at 3. No, 3.
No.
Who do you have
Oh,
at
at
3?
3?
I asked you who you had at 3.
Oh, I have
Sorry.
Caleb Williams.
Me as well.
I also have Caleb
I
Williams
think
at
Caleb Williams will probably be one of the best rookie quarterbacks we've seen in the past 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, like something like that.
3. Yeah.
Great receiving core. But
Amazing
I
offense.
have a lot of confidence in Jordan Love, and I have a lot of confidence in that Lions team and Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot.
So do we all have the same 4 and 3, like in order?
Yeah.
2, Jordan.
Yep.
I have Jordan as
I
well.
have Jordan.
Jordan Love could be like all pro.
I
He
think
could
he
go.
could
He
step
could
up.
become
He could
really
be
good.
one.
The Packers, I kind of think they're a little overrated. But the
Mhm.
way
I would agree, to be
the
honest.
teachings by Aaron Rodgers, even though he had some attitude problems when he left, he still is a great teacher, and it shows a lot of Jordan when Jordan throws the ball.
Yeah,
He's
a
got
lot of the
great pocket
mechanics.
presence.
Yeah.
And he could be he could be really good. I just don't know if
Were
the
you
weapon-
gonna say better than Aaron Rodgers or better
No,
than Jared
I was just
Goff?
gonna say better than Jared Goff
Oh,
if he had
yeah,
more weapons.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Better watch
Well,
your mouth.
I'm
Colin,
very, very excited for Jordan.
What do you
Love.
see out of Jordan Love this
Well,
upcoming
I see.
season?
Oh, this upcoming season. Well, I was gonna say year 1, he showed a lot of potential. Like he can make the plays. In year 2, I'm looking to see if like he does make the plays and specifically winning plays, because that was something A-Rod was great at. Like he would make the Packers win no matter what was happening around him, the defense, what his receivers were doing. And I just want to see Jordan Love step up and take that next step to where he's causing them to win games. Not saying he didn't do that last year, but to the point where like it doesn't matter what everybody else is around him is doing, because Christian Watson has had hamstring issues his whole career. Who knows how many games he's going to play. We have a ton of young players, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But you can't rely on them to be.
I think one thing that I see from Jordan Love that relates to Aaron Rodgers is he doesn't throw the game away like other quarterbacks do. Jalen Hurts, we just talked about him. He's done that before. He did that in the Jets game. That's the one that I
Yeah,
remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen has done it before.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Mahomes almost did it against the Jets. But I feel like Jordan Love plays a lot older and more experienced than he truly is.
Well,
Yeah,
because...
I'd
that's
so.
just the most valuable thing you can have.
He did sit a couple of years. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing it in physical
But
form
I do
there.
want to mention this. If Caleb Williams, like everyone's saying, is this amazing generational prospect, next year, 2 and 3 could be switched. Because think about it. If he's that good and he has that good of a wide receiving core... think about it. Think about it. If he's like CJ Stroud, listen, if he's like CJ Stroud, he could be amazing. We rated CJ Stroud with Lamar Jackson, the MVP, and Patrick Mahomes,
right.
Yeah, we did.
who's amazing. So that could be Caleb Williams next year. I'm not saying
could
it is, but
I
it's
think
definitely something to look
I think
out
it's
for.
more likely that Jared Goff drops down to 3 though, and then Love is 2, Caleb Williams 1. Even though we just got paid, I think the paycheck.
I think this
might
Lions
be...
team's probably going to be the Super
Let's
Bowl
move
in the
on to
next few
Jared
years.
Goff.
Really?
Jared Goff looked absolutely amazing last year,
He
which
did.
struck him that humongous deal that he signed. Absolutely
Good for him.
amazing. An amazing offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, who showed a little bit of flashes.
He definitely
last
needs
year.
to show more. He has to show that he's more than just a speed guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But-
have Sam Laporta at tight end, who had a very solid rookie
He
season.
is kind of getting overshadowed by the rest of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that
Jameer
dual back,
Gibbs,
Jameer Gibbs.
David Montgomery, who had an amazing year last year.
Their
And-
O-line is low-key, like, stacked,
Their
too.
O-line's pretty good.
Not even low-key.
Sam Laporta's what? Okay, so they probably... I'm not sure if they have an all-pro on the O-line, but Amon-Ra St. Brown...
Penei
top-
Sewell.
Penei Sewell.
Exactly.
Is he
Frank
all-pro?
Ragnow.
Is Taylor Decker still on the team?
I
I'm
believe
not sure.
so. I think so.
Maybe, but that offensive line is amazing. Jameer Gibbs, he's a good running back, but he's also a really, really good receiving back and really good blocker.
He's kind of
which
small,
I think
though,
a lot of
isn't he?
people don't realize is how important blocking is as a running back. But he's very good at that. Sam Laporta is probably going to be a top 5 tight end this year.
I don't think that's too crazy.
Hold on.
No,
All right,
no,
mini sidebar.
Think about it.
Who's going to be...
Okay, but you guys made fun of me for saying Dalton Kincaid could put
Sam
up those
Laporta
big
is a
numbers.
lot better than...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
He was
What,
the best
no?
rookie tight end in the league.
Yes, he was, but I feel like Dalton Kincaid has the better potential. Just because
Potential,
Just-
sure.
because Jared Goff has a lot more weapons than Josh Allen does this upcoming season, and I feel like Josh is definitely going to
Okay,
target
well,
Kincaid
whatever.
more.
That doesn't... I still think... Sure, Dalton Kincaid could be good.
I
but
think that's kind
doesn't
of a
that-
dumb mindset. Like, if somebody's
Okay.
a good player, somebody's a good player. It doesn't matter who else is going to get targets.
True.
Like, if you're open, you're open.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
how many quality tight ends are in the league? Darren Waller stinks now.
Darren
he's
Waller might be
awful.
retiring.
Mark Andrews is
George
there.
Kittle.
George-
Travis Kelce, obviously.
Kyle Pitts,
That's
hopefully.
3. Kyle Pitts is unproven.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't
TJ
there...
Hawkinson. 4.
Eh,
I don't know.
Yes.
What? Yes,
Yes.
4, but production-wise...
He got
wasn't
hurt
great
last year.
Yeah.
No,
But he was
production-wise, with a
playing
rookie
amazing.
quarterback.
He was playing amazing.
Rookie
next season is
QBs
what you're
throwing
saying.
to a tight end
I
is
thought you were
never,
talking
like-
about like just tight ends being good in general.
No, so that's why I'm saying I could see Sam Laporte. Sure, maybe Dalton
Yeah, maybe.
Kincaid's ahead of him, but, like, there's
I
not
hope
many...
so.
There's, like, it goes Travis Kelce,
Oh, we're ranking
George
for the
Kittle,
camera.
and then it's literally, like, everyone else is way below.
You realize not everybody watches on YouTube, right?
For Spotify listeners, I put my hand in the air and rank them.
I think
they get the gist.
We got to get a move on here. NFC West.
NFC West? Oh,
I
wait,
went out
yeah.
to the West.
That's-
Sorry. Number 4.
I'm excited for this one.
Oh God.
This is like the closest
This
one,
is-
I think.
This,
This
one,
one-
is tight. That's. Oh, I gotta stop.
All right. Who's your number 4? Oh, wait, well, hold on.
Oh,
I
I
think
was
this
just
one's
about to read it off.
one's too hot to cover third. I think we
You
should...
want to skip it and go
Yes,
back?
Yeah, I'm
I
fine
think it
with
should
that.
be the
I'm
last
fine
I'm
with
fine
one.
with that. I'm fine
Alright,
with
Okay,
that.
NFC South.
NFC South's kind of hot too.
Yeah, I have some insane
But
takes
at
here.
4,
I have Derek Carr.
me is
Me as well.
Derek Carr.
Don't get me wrong. Derek Carr actually, like, I thought he had a terrible season last year. It was not that bad.
He kind of just fell off.
Yeah.
Chris Olave could. Who did they get anyone?
In the
notable?
draft.
Or just Rashid Shaheed is the other
He's
wide
alright.
receiver.
You have Alvin Kamara in the
Alvin
backfield.
Kamara is going to be really good again. I feel like people overlook how good he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His open field, and his receiving. He's a good blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Derek Carr really hasn't had like a big standout receiver since like Devontae Adams. He's had Darren Waller and he's had Amari Cooper. You can maybe
I don't-
say Hunter Renfrow, but he really hasn't had like that big receiver that he can always rely on year in and year out.
I'm just more confident on the young Bryce Young and that whole other like division
I mean,
than
me
Derek.
too.
Like
Bryce
he
Young
fell,
looked amazing this last game.
He fell off Derek Carr last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna keep getting worse, but he might just plateau at being like below average.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. He was like number 15 quarterback in the league, pretty much, which isn't
Wouldn't it
bad.
be 16 if you're mid?
Well, 16, sure.
So
Nah,
this is okay. So
Like to have him as your bottom for the NFC South, like
That's pretty-
these are some
yeah.
good quarterbacks.
So the Saints receivers are Cedric Wilson Jr., Rashid Shaheed. Cedric Wilson basically fell off when he went to the Dolphins.
yeah,
Rashid Shaheed isn't much. Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm. Who's the tight end on that team?
Jawan Johnson. He's
Pretty
pretty
good.
good,
It's not bad.
but I still just
I
don't.
don't know.
I don't
what
know
Derek
if I
Carr's gonna
believe
do
in
with
Derek
that.
Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's old,
And they drafted Rattler too, Spencer Rattler.
but is it really like out of the question that Derek Carr won't get injured this year?
Yeah, I mean that offensive line. It's not. I wouldn't say it's the best.
I mean, he is quite old, and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we haven't seen him play. Who knows? Maybe he's like not the same Aaron Rodgers. So they're both old, and depending on what injury he gets, hopefully he doesn't get one. But I'm saying it is like it.
It could
I'm
happen.
saying it
Why are
could
we
happen.
predicting injuries?
I don't
right
know.
now?
I'm just saying when you have an old quarterback,
Predict that he's
when
going
you
to
have
play.
an old quarterback, they usually retire because of that. I don't know.
All right,
I don't know.
but
Maybe
who's your,
maybe I
who's
should
your number
talk
3,
about that.
Pat?
Number 3, I have Bryce Young,
I also have Bryce
the former
Young.
number 1 overall pick.
I wish I could say the same.
Oh my God, you have Bryce Young.
You have
higher
Bryce
than
Young
3?
higher than 3.
Who do you have at 3? Kirk.
Yep, I have Kirk.
Oh
Wait.
Oh.
Let me speak. Watch your language.
Oh,
first
I
of
didn't
all.
say it. I didn't say it.
We're
Sorry for
projecting,
cussing.
right?
Yes.
We
Okay.
are
We're
projecting.
projecting. I'm not saying Bryce Young was good last year.
2,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Great stats. But I'm just saying I think he'll have a huge year. That's all I'm saying, really. Better at least than Kirk Cousins.
What do you mean? Why do you say that? Like Kirk Cousins isn't on a good offense and isn't a good quarterback.
In 8 games, Kirk Cousins threw for 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
He had the best receiver in the league, but he now has Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson is going to be pretty good.
Drake
I am
London,
very high
Darnell
on Drake
Mooney.
London. Very high. I think he's going to be amazing. I think people overlook him
the
in
thing
that
is-
stacked wide receiver class.
The thing is, we know who Kirk Cousins is. We've watched him for so
Yeah.
many years. We know who he
Yep,
is.
and he fits perfectly.
We don't really know what a good Bryce Young looks like. And for all we know, it could be a very good
Last
Bryce Young.
year, watching Bryce Young, it just looked like he wasn't really ready for it.
Okay,
He
why,
wasn't ready for
you're
that
talking
jump.
about last year again.
Okay, but he's on the
I will
Panthers.
tell you
that
this.
offensive line isn't the
You-
greatest.
You will see Bryce Young throw the ball into an offensive lineman's helmet more times than you will say wow to a Bryce Young play this year. He doesn't have the weapons. He doesn't have the team. He doesn't have the defense. He doesn't have the coaching. Simply. He's a good quarterback.
Wow.
There's not a lot like like I said, I'm predicting there's not a lot.
I
of
said that
avenue-
like I really hate Bryce Young. I just think the other two quarterbacks are a lot better.
Well, I can't. I have nothing to argue because I'm predicting. Like I can't.
Well, what's Kirk gonna do bad in? You're just saying he's
I'm not-
average?
Yeah, basically, and I'm saying Bryce will be above
Okay,
average.
I could see Bryce
He's
Young-
a number
No,
one
no, no,
overall
listen.
pick. He'll develop eventually. I would.
That's
hope.
what they said about every bust that was a number. That's what they said about
Yeah, no,
Johnny
well, yeah,
Manziel
that's
and
true,
Zach
but-
Wilson.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
that's
guess
a
that was
different
little-
situation.
That was a little tone deaf to say. Is that the right word? Tone deaf?
Asking the
know.
wrong guy.
I don't
but
know.
anyways,
That.
Bryce Young.
It's not like I have him
want
at
to
one.
hear his argument. I actually
Like I said, there's not much of an argument to make. I don't have. There's no stats I can say to prove.
So
he's
you
gonna be
made
good
an
next-
But-
egregious take and had
Did you-
nothing to back it up.
I don't want to like expose you or anything, but did
Expose
you
me.
actually watch Bryce Young last year?
I
No,
did.
actually,
I watched
real
him in
question
college,
is: did
too.
you watch Kirk Cousins? Bryce Young can be good, sure. Kirk Cousins is not bad.
Kirk Cousins
Okay,
has been
he's not-
steady his whole career.
Okay, who
He's-
says that's gonna happen this year?
He's coming off of a big injury. I'll say that, but I
We
feel
can-
like it's definitely safer to bet on Kirk.
You know,
Cousins.
I wouldn't have
It
been
is
that-
safer. I'm not denying.
I wouldn't
it's
have been
safer.
mad if you had Kirk at 2. Actually, yes, I would have. To be honest,
I have Kirk at 2.
I'm not denying.
that's
it's a
for the next 30 seconds. But
I have Kirk
you-
at 2.
what? Okay,
Wait,
whatever.
No, you have Kirk at 3.
I'm tripping. Never mind.
So you think Bryce Young is going to have a better season than Kirk Cousins?
Correct.
Okay. Who's your number 2?
Wait,
Alright.
so real quick. So you think Deontay Johnson's about to go crazy, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, maybe Deontay
Xavier
Johnson.
Legette.
He's really slow.
Xavier?
Well, he's not slow,
he's
but
not.
he gets out of his breaks really slow, and he's got
But
his
he
route running. His route tree is very.
You're
average.
forgetting about Jonathan Mingo. too.
Jonathan Mingo, too, yeah. He's not bad.
Tommy Tremble. Don't forget.
Chuba Hubbard.
Terrence Marshall Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Big names.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
big
him.
names in college. Okay, number two.
I have Kirk Cousins.
Bryce
Simply because, number 1, I have Baker Mayfield, and I think Baker
Mhm.
Mayfield has a lot better weapons than Atlanta does.
I think Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield.
Do you
is
think it was a flash in the pan that season?
100,000%?
Flash in the pan.
I've
You've never
never-
heard that before?
Not in my life.
I'm 99% sure he said that last time.
I don't remember that if you did.
Really?
But anyways, you think
Last week?
You think Baker Mayfield? I'll dumb it down for you. You think
Dumb it.
Baker? You think Baker Mayfield's season was a one-time thing?
I mean, 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions isn't like amazing. It is for Baker Mayfield.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good season.
It would make sense to me if Baker Mayfield did the same thing. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe even more yards. Maybe he beats Kirk Cousins in yards. But I think Kirk Cousins is going to have more touchdowns and less interceptions and a lot better completion percentage.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean
he's-
Baker, number 19 in the league in completion percentage.
I think Baker's just a risk taker and
he
Kirk Cousins
definitely
isn't.
is.
He has the weapons to take risks, though.
Yes,
Like
and they do
Evans,
bail
like-
him out sometimes, which is why
Yeah.
I kind of think he's slightly overrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think here's my full prediction: Baker Mayfield will beat him in yards. Kirk Cousins will have him touchdowns and everything else.
Okay, but why do you exactly?
even have
think,
more
Why do you
interceptions.
exactly think Kirk is going to do better? Simply because Baker, you just don't
Kirk
think he
Cousins
can replicate that, or
Is almost perfectly built for that Falcons offense. The one thing he didn't have in the Vikings is a good pass catching running back. He had Delvin Cook, who was not that. Alexander Madison, who's not that. Now he has one of the most dynamic running backs. Don't tell me Delvin Cook is a good pass catcher. He played on the Jets. Maybe he was a little old, but he was not good.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. He's on your team.
he was an
you
amazing.
saw
He was
firsthand.
he was an amazing rusher on the Vikings. Probably top 10 for 2 or 3 years, but
Easily.
wasn't good at pass.
So
catching.
just to be clear here, you have Kirk Cousins at 1, and I have him at 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
this
I
is
see.
interesting.
Usually it's like a flip flop.
Yeah, usually it's like a
2 and
1 and
3.
2, but-
Yeah.
Well,
Is that the first?
let's move on to the NFC West. We've kind of been hyping this up a little, so hopefully it
forgot we
actually
skipped over
delivers.
him.
Knowing some of our arguments, someone's just gonna be like, "I have no argument against this. I'm just gonna say this."
Are you? Is that a shot?
Number 4, I have Geno Smith.
Me too.
I have Kyler Murray.
Oh my God!
What?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What? How do you have Kyler Murray
I
at
think
4?
Kyler Murray. Okay, guys, relax. It's not that big. Damn.
No, that's big for me. That's
too.
what
Really?
she's. I keep going.
All right. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison. Yes, he's on the team, and yes, he's gonna be very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of Kyler's game is an improvising and running part, and he had a big injury last year.
Yeah.
And I'm not confident in his injury history. I think it was back in Oklahoma he did get injured and wasn't. I mean, he won the Heisman,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's kind of fragile. And Marvin Harrison.
So that's what you're saying.
Marvin
Marvin's 4.
Marvin Harrison. Yes, and I
Simply
think
because you
So
think he's
you're
gonna get hurt.
predicting injuries again.
okay, fine. Even if he doesn't get hurt, he's not gonna have anywhere near the rushing yards. He's gonna be the same 50-50 type of guy when he's throwing the ball. He's never been like Aaron Rodgers where he throws like 5 interceptions. And I think Geno Smith, Brock Purdy, and Matt Stafford are a lot better at, well, Brock Purdy did have that one game, but I think they're a lot more conservative with the ball.
Mm.
And Marvin Harrison, sure, he's amazing, but like you can't win the game with one receiver.
Let me tell you why.
You can't even win the game with Justin
I'm gonna
Jefferson.
back Colin on
Yeah,
this. Let me
true.
tell you why we have Geno Smith at number 4. I'm speaking for you right now.
All right.
Geno Smith, 3,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. This is the year after he won Comeback Player of the Year, I might like to add. And he was number 16 in passing yards in the league, number 16 in passing touchdowns, number 18 in completion percentage, number 17 in passing rating. And this is with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Noah Fant, and
Did
Kenneth
you pronounce
Walker.
that right?
Jackson Smith-Njigba.
It's just a funny name.
So DK Metcalf had his worst year of all time.
Because of his quarterback.
Because he was throwing the ball to him.
He had his best year of all time with Geno.
33-year-old Geno Smith, that's who. And
okay, hold on. First of all,
don't forget that the Seahawks did trade for Sam Howell. They traded.
You think Sam Howell is going to start over Geno Smith?
I honestly do. I honestly think
Geno
Geno Smith is getting replaced this season. Middle of the season, I think Sam Howell's playing.
I don't think that's
just
crazy.
A crazy take.
No, I don't think so.
How is that a crazy take?
Shush.
Oh.
Okay.
First of all,
Sorry.
I felt like that meme where the guy. Sorry. So Mike McDonald just got hired, and he comes from Baltimore. I know he's a defensive coordinator and everything, so he's not gonna know a lot, but he's probably gonna take some things from Baltimore besides the option. But Lamar Jackson wasn't asked to like do some big like drop back, throw all these deep concepts. It was quick passes and play action. They're going to run that with Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker's probably going to have an amazing season, and then that opens up the passing game where Geno Smith's probably going to...
I completely disagree with you. I completely
Because
disagree
what proof?
with you.
Because what?
Because I think Geno Smith is aging and he's losing his touch.
You realize a lot of this you can't prove. It's just predictions.
I mean, I guess, but you're not really, supposed to sound like you're right, Colin.
No, I know.
Yeah, what?
No. I know. I'm just saying, like, you can't really...
You guys are betting on a guy coming off of...
It's all betting.
Okay, remind me,
We
what
gotta
did
wrap
Kyler
this up
Murray
soon.
injury... What was his injury? Can you guys tell me?
It was in
Wasn't
his
it his
leg.
ACL?
Yeah,
It was
ACL,
ACL,
or
wasn't
something.
it?
Okay, do you know how many guys have been completely different after an ACL injury? And their quarterbacks? RG3, perfect example.
That is a
Young,
good example.
rookie of the year. Literally nothing like it. And he was young. You guys have this whole argument of he's like young versus
No,
Geno
I haven't.
being
I haven't
old.
even brought that up yet.
You literally have been calling Geno old this whole
I've been
time.
calling Geno old. I
You
haven't
did.
been calling Kyler young.
Well, he is.
I'm
and
just saying
it's
Geno's
just towards
old and he's
ACL.
gonna lose his touch.
And I'll take the Seahawks receiving core. I'll take the whole Seahawks team over the Cardinals any day of the week.
Yeah,
That's true. I'll give you
And
that.
the Cardinals defense is gonna be on the defense side of the ball all the time. Kyler Murray's probably not gonna get the ball a lot, which means there's gonna be less usage rate for Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Either way, Geno Smith
I think I swayed Colin.
underperformed. No,
A little.
Geno Smith underperformed last year.
Yes, sir.
And you're bringing up this wide receiver core.
Sir.
You're bringing up this wide
Okay,
receiver
rookie.
core.
All
He
right,
had
hold
it
on.
all last year.
Rookie. Yes, with a terrible coach that acted like it was still Russell Wilson.
Okay, and it worked for him to get comeback player of the year.
Yeah, it did.
Okay,
That is true.
that he had like 10 more touchdowns and the same amount of yards.
Less picks. He was a completely different
And that was
person.
'cause
He was the
and
most
that was
accurate
because
quarterback
they
in the
were
league.
targeting DK Metcalf a lot more.
Turn off your ringer.
Oops. Anyways, at 2, I could have just done
Let's
that.
go to 3. Why would we go to 2?
I have
Matt Stafford at 3.
Me too. Do you not?
What? I have Matt Stafford at 3.
So
You
do
have
I.
Matthew
I have
Stafford
Kyler Murray
with
over
probably
Matt
the
Stafford.
best
Me too.
receiving,
Me too.
one of the best receiving core in the NFC, probably.
Whoa.
Top 3. All right. Hold on. Neighbor,
We're talking about the Bears
In division,
here.
there's a better wide receiver core. The
Are you for real?
49ers.
Debo Samuel.
Ayuk.
Hold on.
George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey.
That's not receiving core.
I'm
That's not a receiving
just
core at
saying-
all.
I'm just saying.
That's not a
It's
receiving
a better
core.
room. Okay?
There's receivers that I'm talking about.
Either way, Matt
I'm
Stafford
taking
is at 3
Puka
for me.
Nakua and Cooper Kupp over Debo Samuel. Both of them. Debo Samuel's
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford is about to have an amazing year. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nakua are probably going to go off for 1,400 yards each. Each going to have double-digit touchdowns. The Rams' offense is going to be
I like
amazing.
Matt Stafford.
Why did we
I really
save
do.
this division for last? It's taking forever.
I like Matt Stafford.
Who has Kyler Murray this high? He's not that good.
I do.
He's not good. He's
I would
really
like to
not.
mention I do as well. Wait, this means we have
Wait,
the
you
same
have Matt
exact ranking.
Stafford at 3?
Yeah, Kyler at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Baker at
Not Baker.
Brock Purdy
Yeah.
at 1.
Why do you guys think Kyler Murray's so good? He tore his ACL and he has a terrible team.
I think he can bounce back. I really feel like people are counting him
When
out.
has Kyler Murray ever had a top 10 year?
We're kind of
Before his
We're
ACL.
almost predicting him to do better after an injury.
I
which is
kind of am,
You
but
didn't turn my ring.
I tried to. I didn't. It wouldn't work.
This is
Okay.
crazy. Okay, I can get with the Geno Smith. He's old. Matt Stafford literally
he's older.
Matt Stafford is a lot better.
True.
And he has
He's better,
Cooper Kupp.
which is why I have him over Geno Smith.
And Puka. He should be way over. Kyler Murray
Where do you
is
have
not
Matt Stafford?
one.
I just at 1.
Yes.
Over Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy's not going to have
What?
an amazing QB year. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's going to be the best running back in the league.
Oh
'cause
my
he's gonna-
This
God!
is
Why
like-
did we save this for
me and
last?
Kenny are
we
like-
could talk about this
Kyle-
division alone for 10 minutes.
Kyle
More- we
Shanahan's
have been
going to
talking
run that
about it
through
for
Christian
almost 10
McCaffrey
minutes.
just like last year. Deebo Samuel's probably not going to be on the team, so they're getting worse.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You know, if you're the 49ers, you have the best running back in the league, you're obviously going to hand it off to him. But that shouldn't, just because Matt Stafford throws it a lot doesn't mean he's going to have put up better stats than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy still throws the ball
Puka
a decent
Nacua was
amount
a
of time.
rookie last year, and he was top 10. Or top, 15.
Yeah, because
He's
Matt
gonna get-
Stafford didn't have Cooper Kupp. And
Okay,
Matt Stafford
now he does.
always
Now he
has
does. Now he does.
Why'd your eyes get
He's
so
got
big?
deer in headlights. Look. Deer in
Now he
headlights.
does. Now he has a wide receiver 1 that's top 10 and a wide receiver 2 that's probably the best wide receiver 2 in the league.
Yeah.
So why are you saying he's going to get worse?
Matt Stafford's
'Cause
a
he's
very
old?
no.
'Cause
Matt
he's
Stafford's
old?
a very risky quarterback.
Yeah.
He throws up the
You're
most.
telling me Brock? Okay.
He throws up very contested balls.
Yep. And
He
we have the
plays
best
kinda-
receiving corner.
No, he's just a risky quarterback. He takes big chances, unlike Brock Purdy does.
Brock Purdy is gonna have.
We need to get moving to 0 to hero.
Bro.
We might need to
We
have
can-
a whole
we can-
episode just on this division.
I can see where you're coming from for
Mm-hmm.
every single thing besides Kyler Murray. I seriously.
Where did you have him?
4.
Wow.
Kyler Murray.
He has him at 4. Me and Kenny have
Wasn't
him at
Kyler
2.
Murray supposed to not be on the team? People
Yeah,
are saying he's
and
gonna get traded.
they're keeping him for a reason, as Colin would say.
Yeah,
Taking
for him to
words
get
out of
traded
my
this
mouth,
year
I
instead.
Now it's time for 0 to hero. I'll start us off since we kind of have to move here. My 0 of the week is Anthony Edwards. And
Ooh.
to be honest, I really like Anthony Edwards
Me
as a
too.
player.
I don't
and
think
he
anyone
he
does.
just has
NJ's
such a
fun.
He just has such a funny
Aura.
attitude. Aura, sure. But it's sad to see him lose to the Dallas Mavericks.
He was so confident,
Didn't he?
too.
He was very confident.
When he had that poster, wasn't that the game he lost?
Yeah.
That's crazy. He had the best play of the night, and they lost by
Everyone was
20.
calling him like the next big thing, and then
Yeah.
down he goes because of Luka Doncic.
I did see people saying he was better than Luka Doncic, and that
No.
kind
That
of
is
made
crazy.
me mad.
Nope.
I
That
feel
is
like
crazy.
it's just a recency bias and a playoff thing.
Yeah.
Like, he beat the defending champs, sure, but
Yeah.
they have the best defensive team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards will be back, though. I hope.
on
No,
Team
he will.
USA.
I meant will be back
Oh,
to the
in the
Wolves
NBA.
conference final next year.
Yeah.
Colin, who is your 0 of the week?
We're going to hockey here. We don't talk about it much, but I'm going to be talking about the New York Rangers. They are down 3-2 in the series.
Panthers?
As
Yeah.
of,
Oh my
as
gosh,
of
I
this
knew it.
recording.
Holy
Yeah, as
crap.
of this recording in the Eastern Conference Final, I think 3 games in this series have gone to overtime, which is crazy. They've won 2 of them, which is actually their only 2 wins. Were both in overtime, and
Wow.
the reason they're my loser is because even though the series, good job, even though the series is technically close because it's 3-2, the games haven't been close at all. If you've been paying
Do
attention,
they lose by a lot?
No, it's close games, but the issue is,
You just said
You
they
just said it
weren't
wasn't close.
Keep going.
Whatever.
well, but score wise, it was close.
But you're saying possession.
Talent wise, it was not. Like how they're actually playing was not close.
I
And if
think
you let
I
me
see what you
explain,
mean.
the Rangers, like every single game, the Panthers have had at least 10 more shots on goal, more
you just
than
had
them.
to let them talk.
Yeah,
So
they're not getting shots off, and the only reason the series is even close is because of their goaltender.
So basically, the Rangers are just getting lucky.
Not lucky. Igor Shesterkin, who's their goaltender, he's ridiculous. He's kind of carrying them, but
Can
they're
you do that for the next 2 games?
No, which is why they're the loser for my week. And I am a Rangers fan. They don't get shots off, and they're not an offensive team. And they're lucky they've won 2 games. I mean, it's gone into overtime, sudden death, and they just happen to score twice.
Mm.
That's the only reason they're in the series.
Clutch factor.
I don't know
coming
much
into
about
New York.
hockey. I feel like I could name one person on the Rangers.
Who is on the Rangers?
On the
Matt Rempe? Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't think. Honestly, I don't know.
He's
I
the
don't
one
even
that
know
gets
he's
into
on
all
the
the.
Rangers.
He's the one that gets into all the
Yeah,
fights.
he's not on the Rangers.
He's
I
not
don't
on the
think he's on the
Rangers. Well, that's
Rangers.
embarrassing.
I'm not that big of a
All
hockey
right, but
fan.
my loser of the week is Iron Mike Tyson. Think he has an ulcer somewhere,
Yeah.
and he is sick, and they postponed the fight, which
Did
is
they cancel or postpone?
postponed.
Oh, you told me they canceled it earlier.
Well, canceled is more dramatic.
Yeah, I just think it's bad publicity, obviously, for Mike
Yeah.
Tyson. Like,
The hype's
dude,
gonna
all the
go down.
Instagram videos, all the
Yeah.
training, just for him to get sick
Day
on a
2 coming
just
for you.
for him to get sick on a plane and then be like, I'm not fighting. I get it. He's like 50,
60.
60.
Is he
I
60?
believe he's 60.
But like that really stinks.
Yeah. it
Reminds me
As
of
a
John
viewer, yeah.
Jones.
As a viewer, it stinks.
Reminds me of John Jones, but now it's just a even less valid
Mm,
excuse.
yeah.
And now Jake Paul's gonna be like flexing and be all annoying about it, so we have to deal
Well,
with that.
Staying in the fighting world, I'm going to move on to my hero of the week, which is UFC 302. This is an absolutely stacked card, but what I really like,
Shine bright like a diamond.
yeah, Islam Makhachev
Dustin Poirier.
versus Dustin Poirier.
I'm surprised
the
you pronounced that
Diamond
right.
Dustin.
The undefeated Russian against the American Dream.
Guillotine loss. 4th round.
Gilly Goose Gang.
What the heck?
It's
What does that
It's
even mean?
never mind.
But either way, Dustin, this really is his last chance, like, for a big title fight, I feel like.
He's so old, and
He's aging.
if he didn't win, I'm not sure who he beat, but I watched the fight. If he didn't win,
Saint Denis.
yeah, if he didn't win that match, he was gonna go even farther down the rankings
Yeah,
for sure.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But he won, and he won
Mm.
pretty like dominantly. He had
Yeah.
a big, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was a KO, but it was a TKO.
It was a KO, yeah.
It was.
nasty.
It was a full
Really?
KO.
No, it might have been a TKO.
It was definitely a TKO.
But the co-main event is Sean Strickland
Strickland.
versus Paulo Costa, which a lot of people think Sean Strickland really shouldn't have lost his title.
that was
which
I do
I
agree.
agree. I watched it back, and I really don't think he should have lost.
But I
that
think
fight.
Sean Strickland kind of is taking it like a man, and he's taking a fight like
Mhm.
what, 4 months, 6.
Yeah, it's been pretty recent. And Paulo Costa is very good competition.
Very, very experienced.
That man is big.
He's fought everyone. He really has.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I think that might be better than, like, we could see Islam just destroy Dustin. So that
I hope not.
I'm not even a UFC fan.
I also
but
hope
I'm
not,
excited
but we
for
could
this.
see that match be the best, the Sean Strickland one.
Mm-hmm.
But my hero of the week, Asia Wilson, 3-time MVP on the reigning champ Aces in the WNBA, breaks the. This is kind of funny.
Aren't you? Seems like you're always talking about the WNBA.
One of us.
Caitlin
is.
Clark is
But
super
there's
famous.
also
always
just
that.
not a lot going on. Right?
Okay.
No, I'm not saying
But
it's bad. I'm just
20
saying it's always
points,
bad.
10 rebounds for the 5th time in a row.
Wow.
That's a
kinda
record
crazy,
for the
especially for the-
WNBA. And I know it's not a super cool record,
Mm.
but she's, if you think about it, I'm trying to think of who's like a, I'm trying to think of a player that's like, she's like the Patrick Mahomes. People
Yeah,
are
really?
becoming to think she's going to be really good.
Is she young?
She's 27. 3 MVPs.
Oh, wow.
He's pretty young.
I believe they went back to back, the Las Vegas Aces,
Mhm.
with Kelsey Plum, and I think Kate Martin is now on the team.
Look at you with the ball
Yeah.
knowledge.
I know, right? But 20 points, 10 rebounds, that doesn't happen in the WNBA all
No.
really ever. So
Yeah, it's
5
pretty
times
impressive.
in a row, breaking a record,
Yeah.
another record for her, and the Aces are just looking even
All right,
better.
Colin.
3-peat.
You got like a minute.
Woo, let's go. Speed run. This really isn't the one to speed run, but my hero is Gable Steveson. A lot of you guys
I thought it
probably
was
have.
Stevenson.
No, it's Steveson.
Really?
A lot of you guys probably have no idea who that is. I know us three do. But
I don't really know who it is.
I'll give you speed run of it.
Just a little
Basically,
rundown.
best college wrestler of all time, according to Pat. That's what he
One
says.
of, I'd say
One of the best.
I wouldn't call him.
2020.
Bo Nickel's nice.
Yeah, he signed with the WWE. He was in their development company called NXT. He got called up to the main roster. Didn't really do anything.
He was a good wrestler. He just couldn't do the acting part of WWE,
Yeah,
where you
which
have to like
explains
talk
the
on
whole
the mic
athlete
and everything.
part. He was a good athlete. He just wasn't a fit for
Yep.
WWE. So they cut him. And today, I believe, he just signed
He
with...
turns around to be a
Yeah,
defensive
he
tackle
signs
for
with
the
the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, sir.
I don't...
Dude,
has
he is
not
not
getting
playing
I don't...
at all.
I don't even think he's gonna make the roster, if we're being honest.
Maybe not. But either way, another man is another man. Go Bills.
Maybe you get a Gable Steveson jersey.
I'm okay.
That would be amazing.
But alrighty, guys, thank you for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
Pun intended.
Yes.